The New York Knicks just ended the process. Behind a playoff franchise record 47 points from Jalen Brunson and an invasion of the Wells Fargo Center, the Knicks took a commanding 3-1 lead over the Sixers yesterday. Despite the tough circumstances for Joel Embiid leading into the series and literally having Bell's palsy, these playoffs may go down as the most legacy-altering in his career. Although his individual numbers have been more than respectable, his on-court antics have not, and he once again melted in the fourth quarter of yesterday's game, being outplayed by smaller OG Anunoby and reserve Precious Achiuwa down the stretch. I pointed out in the last video that the Knicks should manipulate the fatigued Joel more. Well, Brunson obliterated the Sixers and particularly Embiid in pick-and-roll action. But the Sixers' issues run beyond that. Every time Joel leaves the floor, the Knicks are outscoring them. Joel is a positive plus-minus on the series, but the eyeball test still shows his later game struggles. It's almost like an inverse of the Denver Nuggets. If you watch a Denver game versus the Lakers over the last 2 years, the Nuggets treat it like a marathon and not a sprint. Jokic allows his teammates to get in rhythm in the first half without utilizing much of his individual offense. But when that third quarter comes around, Nikola exerts himself to do whatever it takes to get the win. And it works. With the Sixers, they start out every game by spamming the ball to Embiid, who wears himself out by trying to get the Knicks in foul trouble. And if he can't get them in foul trouble, maybe grab an ankle. Maybe step on somebody. Why not? So now instead of just being a playoff choker, he's a dirty player too, with more flagrants than Draymond over the last few years, and even a signature Draymond kick to the pelvic region as well. Once Joel is worn out by the second half, Nick Nurse has left no choice but to leave him out there, completely gassed and unable to score on OG. By the way, great trade by the Knicks. I did not realize how tough OG is. Credit to Tibbs and the entire Knick culture as well. And how about Josh Hart? The dude's hustle is on another level right now. After the game, all hell broke loose at the Wells Fargo Center. Chants of F Embiid and Knicks in 5 took over the main concourse, and it continued to the outdoor area, where Knick fans even disrespected the Wilt Chamberlain statue with their celebratory antics. But could you blame them? Of course, Philadelphia and particularly Sixer fans are getting hate, even from Embiid himself, for, quote, allowing the Knick faithful to take over the building. Knick fans are lucky that Philadelphians don't give a damn about the Sixers right now, knowing they have no shot at winning a title with a hurt Embiid. Apparently, Sixer fans should be celebrating an ECF appearance because that's the furthest thing we've gone in this entire era. Well, if the Eagles or Phillies or even 2019 Sixer crowd came out, I guess a bandwagon crowd for having Jimmy Butler, but we were fired in 2018 as well. Anyway, we would have had another WrestleMania Sunday here in Philadelphia. People are tired of giving false hope to a team that is choking in the first round. I knew I didn't want to go. I didn't want to get taunted by Knick fans. I saw those Giant fans here in 2023 when the Eagles clapped them in the NFC playoffs, and I'm good on that. Despite 50 from Embiid the game before, it has been so crystal clear which team wants him more. The New York Knicks. It's a new era in the NBA, and it appears the process has no place in it. At least we only have one more game of Tobias Harris in a Sixer uniform, but I'm so sure Daryl Morey will do an awesome job with that cap space. Ugh. At this point, I wish he didn't lie to James Harden. But life could be worse. I could be a Phoenix Suns fan.